Well, the trick answer to that question is when our business started, there was no downtown. There was no San Angelo. There was no nothing, nowhere, no how. Fort Concho was created by the cavalry troopers of the 4th Regiment of U.S. Cavalry in December 1867. They plunked themselves down just south of the river and said this is a good spot to build an army fort. And as often happens in the American West, wherever the Army goes, the payroll follows, and those who want to separate them from their payroll. And so by 1870, a little village grew up across the river, which we now call San Angelo. Well, I've been here a fair long time at Fort Concho. I'm in my 43rd year at the fort, and I can recall several official and several unofficial efforts at organizing the merchants of downtown. I'm going to quote two names that should be familiar to folks. Howard Taylor, who did yeoman service with some previous downtown associations, and Rod Bridgman, who sadly just passed away a few months back. He had relocated to California, and more than 25 years ago, he was a big mover and shaker in trying to organize downtown. When I got here in early 1982, downtown was not a very active place. It had suffered for several decades of building store losses, losses of activity. The mall, I believe, opened in the late 70s, and that was kind of the last nail in the coffin. The strip malls, the mall, it all pretty much robbed downtown of its vitality. There really wasn't a vibrant downtown in the early 1980s. It was not the peppy, perky, young people place that it is today, and that's all for the good. So it has definitely become busier and better and brighter, and for all the good reasons. I think it all starts with the buildings. I'm the building guy. We do programs, we have a collections, we have an archives, we have activities, we do living history, but by and large the site is the star. The buildings are the star. You take the buildings away and the fort is just, a program operation. It's the same for downtown. The buildings need to be cared for. The buildings need to be used. The buildings need to be occupied. And I think the greatest challenge, and it was always the greatest challenge, is that the buildings be active and vibrant and have a mixed use of activity. That's not only nonprofits, but also entertainment, also government service, and most of all, retail. Nothing gives the wrong message more than driving down the road and seeing half the buildings unused or distressed. And certainly a building that's used is a building that's kept up. A building that's unused, no matter how many murals or how many times you polish it, is still going to be an empty building. So that's where the challenge is, and I think downtown San Angelo can meet that challenge. We're only as good as everything around us. We're only as vibrant as the community that's with us. We only thrive if San Angelo thrives. So we basically are tied to the hip, as they say, with downtown. If downtown has something going on, if downtown is vibrant, then we're vibrant. So we believe that any partnerships with the Downtown Association are good, and we believe anything that the Downtown Association does to bring people to the community has a positive spillover effect for our activities. So we have been very pleased to see the progress in recent years and look forward to much better in the future.